It's just wild. So if the administrative system can engineer that kind of catch-22, how do citizens even begin to fight back?
Well, the Outlaw Gospel argues you have to completely bypass the human system. They rely on immutable digital architecture to fight what they call the ghost protocol.
The ghost protocol.
Yeah.
That's the idea that the state intentionally erases or loses critical records to maintain control, right?
Right. And they anchor this to a specific address, 339 Horner Street in Bellin.
Which they call the ground zero of betrayal.
Yes, because that's where a man named Donald Beggs allegedly intercepted legal mail and forged estate documents.
Right, Donald Beggs. He controls the estate of his son Antonio, who this whole movement honors. But get this, Beggs was actually barred from the courtroom during proceedings for Ronald's daughter, because the court deemed him unrelated.
Yet from that Horner Street property, he's allegedly doing all this interception and forgery, so the movement realized paper trails just disappear here.
So they built the baseline ignition engine, which is, it's fascinating for anyone into tech.
Very fascinating. They take every legal document and hash it with SHA 256.
So basically generating a unique digital fingerprint for that exact file.
Exactly. And then they anchor that fingerprint directly to the Bitcoin blockchain via open timestamps.
What?
Yeah, it creates this tamper-proof digital vault. Change one comma in the physical document later, and the digital fingerprint won't match.
And that forces the court's hand, doesn't it? Because under New Mexico Rule 11902, these digital fingerprints are self-authenticating. The judge legally has to accept them as valid evidence.
Yep, it completely bypasses the clerk's office.
But I have to ask, stepping back for a second, I mean, is trust in our public institutions so utterly broken that citizens must rely on cryptographic hashing just to guarantee their legal records aren't erased?
Well, that profound lack of trust is the entire beating heart of this blueprint. But, securing the records is only step one.
Right, you still need legislative policy to force physical change on the ground.
Which brings us to their 2026 strike packet. They outline Antonio's law, which creates a special tracking and integrity unit just for caseworker audit.
And there's also the Big Buddy Family Preservation Act. The idea there is financial redirection.
Right, because right now the state spends between $2,500 and $5,000 per child per month on foster care extraction.
Wow, that's a lot of money just to pull kids out of homes.
Yeah, so the movement wants to redirect those exact funds, along with Valencia County's new $1.8 million housing fund, directly into family stabilization to keep kids in their homes.
Okay, but wait, let me push back on that a little. If the agency executing this suffers from 50% worker turnover, how can simply reallocating funds realistically stabilize families?